Hi, I'm Philip Poe. Welcome to Rigging 101, Part 9, I believe. Part 9. Here at my shop, by myself, shooting these videos. Been really lonely lately, but I do reach out to people by phone as much as possible. My whole family reach out by phone or text or whatever. We're still trying to get through the coronavirus, and it's going to maybe a while before we're done. So today I decided to move on here and let's pick up a piece of truss. The first thing we've done is we've bolted the truss together. We make sure the diagonals are either an M or a W, as they say. So this one's a M, and bolted together. We've checked our bolts. For 12-inch truss, it's nice to have 2 sockets, or maybe a socket and a stubby. It's kind of hard to get in there with this wrench, but you can do it. And so we've tightened the truss, tightened it up, we've made sure it's good. We're going to go ahead, we've got 2 motors floating. We know the motors are moving the right direction. We've checked them. They're both running up when they go up, and they're both coming down when they go down. Like I said, for me, motor going up is chain going into the bag. Motor coming down is chain coming out of the bag. So here we are. Our primary attachment from motor to truss is a span set. By saying the word span set, it's like saying Kleenex because tons of companies make them. So we just call them span sets, but they're made by a bunch of different companies. So span set, Kleenex, etc., etc. I have 2 different styles here. Actually, 3 different styles. I have an EN60, which is a little thicker than an EN30. The EN60, and I got to put my glasses on, is 5,300 in a vertical sense. It's with a choke, it's 4,200, and in a basket, twice the load, so 10,600 pounds. The EN30, which is a little thinner, easier to wrap. You can create tighter wraps with it. 2,650 in a vertical, 2,120 in a choke, 5,300 in a basket. The other slings I have are the WireFlex slings, or GACFlex slings as we call them. Their rating is 5,300 vertical, 10,600 basketed, and 4,200 as a choke. No matter what, the span set and the shackle all have working load limits, which means that the braking strength is probably 5 times what the tag says on here. 5/8 shackles, which we're using, here's 2 different ones. One is a Crosby, one is a CM. The 5/8 is the pin diameter. So the difference here is that the working load limit on the Crosby is 3¼ tons, and on the CM is 4½ tons. So it's quite a bit of difference. But no matter how you look at it, the motor is only going to pick up 1 ton. So everything that we do here, any wrap we create, anything we choke, basket, whatever we do here, is the working load limits are way below what the motor will pick up. Working load limits are way above what the motor will pick up. The weakest link for me, and when I'm doing all my calculations and figuring stuff out, is the truss. Trusses are weakest link in everything we do. Then it's the motor, and then it's the hardware. The hardware, like I said in one video, if hardware is anywhere close to being at a failing thing, we are doing something so wrong, it's impossibly wrong. Okay, so we're going to pick up this piece of truss. I'm going to do 2 different wraps, which you'll commonly see with truss, or you might see 3. I'm going to do a butterfly wrap, and then I'm going to do a choke. And like I said, the choke is going to be the weakest. The butterfly wrap, strong, because there's a basket. So we've got a weakest pickup and the strongest pickup. Like I said, we're still way above what the motor will pick up and way above what the truss should be handling. So for the choke, I'm going to do it on the GACFlex slings right here. Alright, I have 2 1-ton motors. I've hooked load cells to them. So we're going to do some stuff with load cells later in this, but we're going to choke. The choke, when we pick up a truss, we want to pick it from the bottom in most cases, and then hang from the top. So if we were going to hang something, sub-hang a motor underneath here, we take a wrap up top, it'd be pulling down on the truss. We pick it up, we're picking it up from the bottom, putting the truss in compression. We like the truss in compression, not being pulled apart. So common choke is just wrap on the inside, pull through, keep the tag to the outside here, not in the wrap. It's much better. We do the same thing on the other side. Both wraps come up and over. I'm kind of in the middle of the cord here, so I'm wrapping on both sides of the cord. We're connecting with a 5/8 shackle. I'm going into the bottom of my bow cell right here. This motor is ready to take tension. Usually take a pickle right here, put the pickle in. And there we go. That's our choke. Nice about the choke, keeps the center of gravity high above the truss, and it also allows the bag to hang nice and neat. You want the bags to be hanging neat. You want to make sure they're not sitting over here or stuffed inside so the chain can fall out. The next wrap I'm going to do is over on this side over here. Actually, before I walk away, unplug the pickle. Make sure we're plugged in. Ready to go. Then we go to the pendant. Bring the pickle over here. Plug in the pickle over here. On this side, we're going to create a butterfly wrap, which is sort of a modified basket. And again, it's a bottom cord. It crosses itself right here, comes back up. You should take a shackle and you can pull it back to yourself like that, so it'll hold while you're moving to the other side. Again, I'm wrapping on both sides of the ladder. And yeah, here we go. We're going to put it together. Bring the motor down to it. Okay, that's our butterfly. Bring the motor down to it. Making sure the pin is snug. Go ahead and take some tension here. There you go. Unplug the pickle, plug in the control end of the motor, and we've got a piece of truss plugging here. Two different wraps, two different styles. Mosconi center for us, or any kind of convention center, we're always trying to get the most height we can with the motors, therefore a shorter wrap. If I'm in an arena and I have the room overhead, I'm going to do a longer wrap so we don't have the higher center of gravity help take some of the roll out of the truss. And here's a close-up shot of a butterfly, and then I'm going to swing over here, and here is a close-up shot of a choke on the truss. In either case, when we're done and after we've wrapped the truss, we want to make sure the wraps are in a vertical sense with the chain. We don't like our chains towing left or out or in. We want to make sure it's as vertical as possible. So if there's a sticker on the ground, it's probably been lasered up to an eye bolt. If there's a bridle on the ground, it's been lasered up to the beams. And you want the chain, after you're hanging whatever you're hanging from it, to be vertically. So this chain is vertical as possible. This chain is vertical as possible. After you've got it all floating, we can come over to our pendant right here. We know the numbers are 1 and 2. We label them. We plug them in. Going to give it a bump up. They're both going up. You give it a bump down. They're both moving down. That's great. The bags are nice and clean. The chains are falling in the bags. This truss is ready to go. This is ready for people to start hanging light. We can pull it. We did. There we go. Even better. We have the truss floating there. Either way, when you look at it, you want to have a nice, neat-looking truss. You don't want anything not neat. The final parts of this would be the electricians coming to hang lights. We dress our cables one direction or the other, probably towards the distro, or always towards the distro, excuse me. But yeah, so here we are. Our truss is floating, 2 1-tons on it. One other thing I wanted to mention is motors, they should have a tag on it somewhere. Mine are in the back right here. It's a service date. So motors are technically supposed to be serviced after so many hours, and mine don't get used enough, so once a year. Stage Rigging probably services their motors a little bit more because their hours are way higher than mine. But yeah, there should be a service tag. Mine say service January 2020, which is this year, so these are good for a year. The chains, the limits, the hooks, the pins, everything else that's going along with the motor and what we're doing here has been checked and services. Before this truss flies, we're also going to have people come back and possibly check truss bolts, because truss bolts get forgotten to get tightened. And yeah, we have a truss floating. Bingo, that's our day. Our truss is floating, everything's ready to go. I want to say thank you for everybody who's been watching the videos. I've had some real positive input. I had a few questions. Dutch had a question for me about starting with the diagonals being down when you build your truss. So this would be reverse of what it is right here. I believe the reasoning, and pretty sure it's the reasoning, is that if there was a motor at the end of the truss, you want to try and pick in a panel point area for lifting the truss. And when we hang stuff from it, we want to try and be in a panel point area to hang stuff from the truss. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you guys have a great day. Yeah, I'll be back in 2 days doing this again. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do. So if you have something you want me to do, I can do it. I'll probably talk about load cells next time. I got some load cells going here. They're kind of a new purchase for Furbalon, and I'm just playing with them. So anyway, everybody have a great day, and thank you very much.